Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're diving into some of the best thriller movies you can stream in 2025 across Tubi, Amazon Prime Video, and Hulu. Whether you're into psychological suspense, crime mysteries, or edge-of-your-seat action, I've got you covered with hidden gems and fan favorites you won't want to miss. So grab your popcorn, hit that like button, and let's get into the thrill ride. Number 8. Under the Silver Lake. Under the Silver Lake, directed by David Robert Mitchell, is a surreal and richly layered neo-noir mystery that blends psychological thriller, dark comedy, and conspiracy-laden satire into a dreamlike exploration of Los Angeles and pop culture obsession. Set against the hazy, sun-drenched backdrop of LA, the story follows Sam, Andrew Garfield, a disillusioned and aimless young man who becomes fixated on the sudden and unexplained disappearance of his neighbor, a mysterious woman named Sarah Riley Keough, with whom he shared a brief but intriguing encounter. What begins as a simple case of curiosity soon spirals into a bizarre odyssey as Sam embarks on a journey through the city's underworld, unraveling a dense web of hidden messages, secret codes embedded in pop songs, movie posters, and street art. His pursuit takes him from Hollywood Hills mansions to forgotten back alleys as he crosses paths with eccentric figures, cryptic clues, and an unsettling sense that something deeper and more sinister may be operating behind the glitzy surface of entertainment culture. Critics have praised the film's ambition and richly stylized atmosphere. Time Out described it as hypnotic, spiraling, and deliriously high, noting its complexity and visual flair. RogerEbert.com recognized it as the kind of film that garners a cult following, appreciating its dense structure and unique voice. Variety's Owen Gleiberman highlighted the film's immersive qualities, calling it a down-the-rabbit-hole movie, at once gripping and baffling. Under the Silver Lake resists easy answers, instead inviting the viewer to question reality along with Sam as he searches for meaning in the symbols around him. With a haunting and enigmatic score by Disasterpiece and stunning cinematography by Mike Joulakis, the film offers an eerie yet beautiful vision of modern myth-making and cultural obsession. It is a haunting, mind-bending film that rewards viewers who enjoy puzzles, hidden meanings, and the kind of storytelling that lingers long after the credits roll. Number 7. Breaking. Breaking, 2022, directed by Abby Damaris Corbin, is a powerful and emotionally charged drama inspired by a true story. The film follows Brian Brown Easley, a former Marine who finds himself on the brink of despair after facing systemic neglect and bureaucratic failures. When he is denied the financial assistance he is owed, he takes a desperate step by entering a bank and threatening extreme measures in order to be heard. John Boyega delivers a remarkable and deeply human performance as Brown Easley, portraying a man caught between dignity and desperation. The late Michael Kenneth Williams also gives a memorable performance in one of his final roles. Critics praised the film for its intense, character-driven storytelling and social relevance. RogerEbert.com called it a tragedy that opens like a thriller, emphasizing its emotional resonance over spectacle. The Guardian described Boyega's portrayal as honest and sensitive, noting the film's committed take on the hostage drama genre. Though some reviewers found the structure a bit procedural, most agreed that the film's message and performances more than compensate. Breaking stands out as a sobering and empathetic portrayal of a man failed by the systems meant to support him. Number 6. Believe Me, The Abduction of Lisa McVey. Believe Me, The Abduction of Lisa McVey is a powerful and emotionally charged true crime drama directed by Jim Donovan. Based on a real case, the film follows a 17-year-old girl who is abducted by a violent predator and must rely on courage, intelligence, and instinct to survive a terrifying ordeal. The story is told with intense emotional realism and care, focusing not on shock value, but on the strength and determination of its central character. The film stars Katie Douglas in a standout performance as Lisa, a teenager already facing significant personal struggles at home before being pulled into a nightmarish situation. Despite the horror of what she experiences, Lisa remains calm and observant, using her intuition to stay alive while trying to process what is happening to her. After the harrowing encounter, she is forced to confront not only her trauma, but the disbelief and resistance of those around her as she seeks to be heard and understood. What makes the film especially compelling is its focus on survival, inner strength, and the systemic challenges victims often face when coming forward. The narrative builds tension gradually, avoiding graphic imagery in favor of psychological depth and emotional resonance. The direction is sharp and respectful, and Katie Douglas's performance has been widely praised for its honesty and sensitivity. Believe Me was first released on Lifetime and later reached a wider audience through Netflix, where it gained renewed attention for its powerful message and gripping execution. The film received critical acclaim and won Canadian Screen Awards for Best TV Movie and Best Writing in a Television Film. It is widely recognized as a moving portrait of survival and resilience in the face of unimaginable trauma. Number 5. Hotel Artemis. Hotel Artemis is a dystopian action thriller directed by Drew Pearce, set in a riot-stricken Los Angeles in the near future. The story revolves around a secret, members-only hospital for criminals, hidden inside an old hotel. This unique facility is run by a reclusive figure known only as the Nurse, played by Jodie Foster, with the help of her loyal enforcer, Everest, Dave Bautista. The hotel operates under strict rules. No weapons, no killing other guests, and only registered members allowed. On one particularly chaotic night, a wounded criminal named Sherman, Sterling K. Brown, arrives with his brother after a botched heist, bringing chaos in his wake. As more dangerous and unpredictable guests arrive, including a high-level assassin and a feared crime boss, the fragile balance inside Hotel Artemis begins to collapse. With the city in flames outside and rising tension inside, the nurse must confront not only the volatile situation at hand, but also ghosts from her own past. The film has been praised for its stylish, neon-drenched aesthetic, creative world-building, and standout performances, especially from Jodie Foster, whose layered portrayal adds emotional depth to the gritty setting. Number 4. The Death of Dick Long. The Death of Dick Long is a dark comedy and offbeat mystery directed by Daniel Scheinert, one half of the directing duo behind Swiss Army Man. Released in 2019, the film blends small-town Americana with a strange and unsettling sense of humor, offering a unique take on grief, secrets, and absurdity. The story begins in rural Alabama, where three friends spend a night drinking, partying, and doing something they probably shouldn't have. By morning, one of them, Dick Long, is dead. The remaining two, Zeke and Earl, are left to deal with the consequences, and their attempts to cover up the incident set off a chain of events that quickly spiral out of control. As the local police begin to investigate the bizarre circumstances surrounding Dick's death, secrets start to unravel. The film balances moments of awkward comedy with a growing sense of dread, drawing viewers in with its slow burn pacing and oddball characters. Though the premise might sound like a typical crime caper, the film takes a hard turn into unexpected emotional and thematic territory, becoming something deeper and more human. Critics praised The Death of Dick Long for its bold tone, strong performances, and its ability to handle deeply uncomfortable material with a strange, empathetic touch. It's both absurdly funny and surprisingly heartfelt, and its quiet, grounded style contrasts sharply with the shocking direction the story ultimately takes. For viewers who enjoy dark humor, small-town dramas, and unconventional storytelling, The Death of Dick Long offers an experience that's as unexpected as it is unforgettable. Number 3. First Reformed. First Reformed is a deeply introspective and haunting drama written and directed by Paul Schrader, known for his work on screenplays like Taxi Driver. The film stars Ethan Hawke in one of his most critically acclaimed roles as Reverend Ernst Toller, a quiet, tormented man serving as the pastor of a small, historic church in upstate New York. The church, known as First Reformed, is more of a tourist landmark than a thriving congregation, overshadowed by a neighboring megachurch that funds and oversees it. The story follows Reverend Ernst Toller, a quiet and deeply troubled pastor of a small, historic church in upstate New York. Once a military chaplain, Toller now lives a life of solitude, burdened by grief, guilt, and a growing crisis of faith. His routine is disrupted when Mary, a young parishioner, asks him to counsel her husband, an environmental activist. He becomes obsessed with questions of morality, purpose, and whether quiet contemplation is enough in the face of overwhelming global crises. The narrative explores how personal faith collides with real-world responsibility, and whether one man's convictions can make a meaningful difference, or destroy him in the process. First Reformed is notable for its austere style, minimalist cinematography, and slow-burning tension. Schrader's script invites deep reflection, touching on environmental collapse, corporate hypocrisy, spiritual emptiness, and the possibility of grace. Ethan Hawke delivers a restrained yet emotionally raw performance that earned him widespread critical praise. The film received numerous accolades, including a nomination for Best Original Screenplay at the Academy Awards, and it won Best Male Lead, Hawke, at the Independent Spirit Awards. Critics have called it bold, thought-provoking, and one of the most important American films of the decade. Number 2. Sleep. Sleep 2023 is a psychological horror thriller directed by Jason Yu in his feature debut. The film stars Jung Yoo-mi and the late Lee Sun-kyun as a young married couple whose lives are turned upside down by a mysterious and increasingly terrifying sleep disorder. The story follows Hyun-soo, a rising actor, and his pregnant wife Soo-jin as they settle into their new life together. One night, Hyun-soo suddenly sits up in bed and whispers something disturbing in his sleep. At first, Soo-jin brushes it off as a one-time incident, but over the following nights, Hyun-soo begins to exhibit strange sleepwalking behavior, muttering strange phrases, performing eerie actions, and even putting himself and Soo-jin in danger while asleep. As the tension builds, the line between dream and reality begins to blur. The film steadily intensifies its psychological pressure, focusing on the toll the mystery takes on the couple's relationship and on Soo-jin's unraveling sense of control. Rather than relying on jump scares or gore, Sleep builds fear through atmosphere, uncertainty, and emotional depth. It's a chilling, intelligent take on how fear can invade even the safest spaces, like one's own bedroom, and how love and desperation can lead people into unexpected territory. Number 1. Bad Times at the El Royale. Bad Times at the El Royale is a stylish, neo-noir thriller written and directed by Drew Goddard. Set in 1969, the film takes place almost entirely within the El Royale, a fading hotel that straddles the border between California and Nevada. Once a glamorous destination, the hotel is now nearly deserted, but on one rainy evening, 7 strangers arrive, each with their own secrets, stories, and motives. The guests include a Catholic priest with a clouded past, Jeff Bridges, a soul singer trying to get to a gig, Cynthia Erivo, a vacuum salesman with a slick smile, John Hamm, a mysterious hippie woman, Dakota Johnson, her anxious younger sister, Kaylee Spaney, the hotel's timid concierge, Louis Pullman, and later, a charming yet unsettling cult leader, Chris Hemsworth. As the night unfolds, it becomes clear that none of them are who they claim to be, and their paths begin to intertwine in increasingly dangerous and unpredictable ways. The El Royale itself is a character in its own right, full of hidden corridors, one-way mirrors, and surveillance secrets. As tensions rise and hidden truths are exposed, the story unfolds in a series of non-linear chapters, each focusing on a different character's perspective and past. The film builds slowly, drawing viewers into its rich atmosphere and vintage aesthetic, combining suspense, mystery, and bursts of violence with a haunting soundtrack and strong performances. Though some critics found the pacing uneven, many appreciated the film's ambition and unique voice. It's a suspenseful, layered thriller that invites viewers to piece together its mysteries, one revelation at a time. Well, this is it. Share your impressions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.